welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my favorites video for October. I'm doing it a little different this time because I'm filming face down, which I don't think I've done for a favorites video before, so just bear with me there. I am putting this out a little bit late, so I hope you guys don't mind, but you could probably still hear it in my voice, very, very sick for the past... Well, this week I've just been recovering, but on Halloween day, actually, I got very, very sick. My entire family tested positive for COVID except me. I tested negative. I'm pretty sure I had COVID. I don't know, but my test was negative, but I was very, very ill for like 5 days. And then I've had this like congestion for the past like 5 days. So I've been sick for a while. I'm starting to recover. I feel a lot better, but that is why I didn't film a video like closer to the beginning of the month, but that's all right. I have favorites here. I had a really good month of October. I really did. But it was just the end that kind of took me out there. So, I like to start off these videos by talking about my cards I pulled for October and how they, pertain to my month. And then I like to talk about the upcoming cards for November. So the tarot card I had for October was the Magician. And yeah, October was a really cool month for me where I'm starting to feel more like myself, I guess, creating this life that I want. I can see more of my end goal, especially with my weight loss. As you guys know, that's kind of been like a main goal of mine, a main thing that I've been focusing on over the past few months. And October wasn't any different. I really worked hard towards my goal and I got halfway towards my end goal, which was really exciting to hit that milestone in October. And it felt really magical. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do because I got sick on, like Halloween night or anything like that. But I still had a lot of fun creating videos for you guys, creating readings. My home was just really it felt Halloween-y with my decorations, and I got to watch Halloween movies, and it was really beautiful. The weather, I really, really loved October. And again, I just feel like with each passing month, I'm becoming more of like myself, around other people, I guess, and portraying myself in a way that I feel like is authentic, because I've had a hard time in my life, dressing the way that I feel on the inside or acting the way that I feel on the inside. And I just feel like October for me was very authentic and I was just really myself. And then the oracle card that I had for October was Blessed Sight. And I believe actually the guidebook was saying something about hardships and stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, because yeah, so it says, difficult situations are a part of life. While they are not pleasant at the time, they play important roles in our lives, or they can if you have the right mindset. The divine and your inner divine self can see the big picture, allowing you to glean important lessons about life and about yourself. Yeah, so I guess, I was kind of talking about how I've had hard moments or down moments, and I'm able to deal with them a lot better than I have in the past because of the tools around me and just my own inner strength that I've been working on. So I definitely feel like that helped me out this month with being sick. I didn't feel as hopeless as I normally would. I knew I would get better. It was just, I have a lot of mental strength that was helping me get through that I've really cultivated over the past year. So I also saw this as Blessed Sight, with spirits and things like that. And I've had paranormal experiences this month for sure. And I've also just really been loving doing my Tarot Unsolved series, which is going into like unsolved mysteries. And I did quite a few like paranormal cases, not as much as I wanted to. I had some filmed that I actually started filming one on Halloween day, and that's just when I got really sick. So that one was going to go up, you know, like on the 1st or 2nd, but I'm just going to scrap that video because the whole time I was just like, I couldn't breathe. Like it was this whole thing. So, but just in general, I feel like I connected a lot to the other side, and it was just really beautiful. So overall, October was a really good month. So now I want to talk about my cards that I pulled for November. So my cards for November are the Knight of Pentacles and Big Picture. So with Knight of Pentacles, I definitely think that things are going to slow down for me just in general. Like I feel like November is going to be a slow month as far as my weight loss. That's what I'm predicting right now, just because things have been so like boom, boom, boom. I've gotten halfway to my point, to my goal weight point, but I can see things slowing down, especially with me getting sick. I haven't been working out for the past 2 weeks. I've still been eating pretty healthily. For that first week when I was sick, I wasn't able to go to the grocery store, and so I was kind of just eating what I had in my house. And so I think, you know, I did the best that I could with what I had. And I'm still losing weight actually. So like today I got on the scale and I had lost weight again. So I'm happy about that, but it's at a slower rate. So I think like this was kind of a setback for me to slow down. So I'm hoping for and setting a goal for next week on Monday to start my workout again. Just because I still had a lot of congestion and like chest mucus and stuff this week, so I didn't want to, you know, exercise and push my lungs and stuff like that. So I think the month of November is going to be slow but steady, so hopefully I'll still get to you know, lose some more weight by the end of November, but I think it's just going to be a slow month. Like it's just going to be relaxing, which I'm excited for because I haven't really like just relaxed like in a long time, and I feel like this kind of forced me to like slow down and relax. So Big Picture, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to read from the guidebook for Big Picture and see what it has to say. So it's number 23. So each month comes with an herb and a crystal. So it says belladonna is said to open the chakras and expand consciousness. Malachite activates psychic vision, can be used for scrying, and helps to focus on what is important. When situations feel chaotic, confused, or unsolvable, it is easy to feel frustrated and throw in the towel. What is missing here is the key to understanding it all. There is more going on than meets the physical eye. Clear and open your chakras and allow your consciousness to expand. See the big picture and the key will be revealed. And then it has an affirmation down here. I step back from chaos into calm. I allow myself to see the bigger picture. I trust the key I seek will be revealed. So I honestly don't have an idea as to what this could be, this big picture moment. I'm sure it will be something spiritually, as far as like just really seeing what matters in life. So I'm going to pay attention to moments that feel like that big picture moment of like, okay, this is what's important, right? Because I have moments like that, honestly, all the time where I'm like, this is what life's about. Slowing down and just enjoying. So hopefully during this month, I just have a really good, like, I just enjoy every moment, the little moments, the big moments, and just kind of like am able to see what's important in life. So that's what my cards are for November. So let's talk favorites. I feel like lately I've been watching a lot of shows, like rewatching shows. So like one of my favorite things to do during October is watch like Halloween movies. Like I watched Beetlejuice, and I just love Beetlejuice. I love the Halloween Town movies. I watched those. I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously. So just like rewatching shows that I know are good has been like really amazing for me. I restarted Vampire Diaries, which just feels like a fall kind of show. And today I think I want to watch Twilight, even though I've seen it like twice this year already, I think, all the way through. So I'm gonna rewatch that again. I've just been really enjoying watching things that I know are gonna be good, like comfort stuff. So that's kind of been like my TV. I mean, I've watched some new stuff that's really good. I can't think of anything. Like my husband and I have started quite a few shows. We finished House of Dragon, which was really good, but I don't know, I feel like we've been starting a lot of shows and not finishing them because they're just not good. So I feel like I'm at the point where I just want to watch something I know is going to be good because I'm sick of like starting something new and investing time into it when it's not even good. So that's where I've been at with like TV and stuff like that. YouTube, I've just been really loving like making YouTube videos. I haven't like really been watching a lot of YouTube compared to like normal. I listen to YouTube videos when I make my drive to work, so I like consume a lot of content that way, but I actually had a long vacation in October, which is, you know, that was a blessing because I was sick during most of that, so I didn't have to call out of work, you know, and use up sick days. So anyways, haven't been watching a lot of YouTube, but I mean, I love YouTube. Books. Okay, let's talk, because I read a lot of books in October. So let's see here. So I read the Cruel Prince series. So this is The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. And this, I think, was my favorite series I read this month. It was just so good. It follows this young girl, and it's mostly revolving around her. She's the main character. Her and her sisters, they get basically taken at a young age to this like fairy realm, and they live there. And it's really beautiful. The like romance in it is somebody that you hate at the beginning, and it really is like enemies to lovers, which is like one of my favorite tropes. But it's like really enemies. Like I feel like most of the time it's like, oh, they hate each other but not really. Like this is really enemies to lovers, and I just really loved it. I was thinking like, I know a book is good for me, and then I just love it so much when I'm like thinking about the main characters, just like in my head, like constantly, like as I'm driving or whatever, like when I'm listening to songs, like I think about the characters. So this was my absolute favorite series this month. And then I read The Bridge Kingdom, which I really, really enjoyed this series. So the first two books in the series are about, and they follow a one couple. And then the third book, and from what I can tell, I think she's going to make a fourth book, which follow another couple that's in the same world, and like, you know about them. So really good. The first two books in the series follow a woman who is basically bred and trained to take down a kingdom from the inside out. She's betrothed to the king, and her job is to like infiltrate and gain his trust and everything like that. And then obviously things kind of change. But the third book in the series follows so the main character from the first two books, her brother, and then his like mortal enemy from another kind of kingdom. And it is so good. My favorite book was the third book in the series. So I read those 6 books in October. So I was really reading a lot in October. I also, so I started this series. It's the Plated Prisoner series, and I've just finished book 1. So that is in October, or in November. I finished it and started it and all that. So in October, I read 6 books. Really, really loved that. I feel like I got back into books again because I wasn't I was reading a series that it wasn't doing it for me. I also read another book. I'm getting confused as to when it was. It was in November, so I'll mention that one in November because it was a standalone, and I haven't read a lot of standalone books, so that was awesome. Okay, let's talk decks now. So, number one I want to talk about is the Halloween Oracle. Obviously, I was just using a lot of Halloween decks in October, but there were ones that surprised me, which we'll talk about. So this one is just such a beautiful Oracle deck, and I feel like I really got use out of it in October, just because it's wonderful. This deck is one that I could use year round. That's how good it is. And I think I might add it to just my like really good oracles that I can like count on, because it's just so good. And if you guys don't know me, my house is like, when I look for Halloween decor, I look for stuff that I can keep up year round. Like I have skulls and I have just creepy stuff around my house. I like witchy stuff, and this is just creepy, but it can be used year round. There are some super Halloween-y cards like Trick or Treat right here, but I think I'm just gonna add it to my arsenal of like really good Oracle decks just to use all the time, because it's such a good Oracle deck. It's one of my favorites. I would say it's in my top 5 favorite just Oracle decks in general. So I loved using that this month. And then obviously the Halloween Tarot. This was a big favorite. I used it a lot in September. I used it quite a bit in October as well, but and I think, yeah, this was like the main tarot deck I would say I used in October. It's really good. I mean, I love it. It's deep. It's very deep, and I talk about this every time I bring this deck out, that it's not a kitschy like kid deck. It is deep. I've had such deep readings. I've connected to the other side with this deck. It's just, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's not like a comforting deck. It's fair. I've always said that. It's like a fair, gives you a potent reading without being like too fluffy and comforting, and without being mean. Like, it's just a really, really, really good deck. I love this 9 of Swords. So just love this deck. Obviously, I used it so much in October. I bring this out year round when I'm wanting that Halloween kind of energy. I think it's gonna go away for a little bit because I used it so much that I kind of want to like take a break from the Halloween energy just for a little bit, because, you know, I used it so much. And the other one that really, I love this deck. Like last year it surprised me, and then I just didn't bring it out because I was like, oh, it's just like a Halloween, like a RWS clone, you know, like, but it's really, really good. This is the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. And yeah, last year it worked really good. This year I had some really potent readings with it. It just, it's just really good. It has this like creepiness when you're looking at it, but when you're reading with it, it's just very much like to the point. Like it's a very clear, like this might end up being one that I add to like my clear reader decks like during October. As much as I love the Halloween tarot during Halloween season, this one, it just adds something else. Like I might keep this out for November because it still has like that fall feel with the pumpkins and stuff. Like that harvesty kind of a feel. So I think I might keep this one out for November and use it as like a November deck, just to play around with it some more, because I feel like I didn't get to use it as much as I really wanted to. But this is a really, really good deck. I feel like it's good for connecting to spirit again, and there's a lot in the imagery that I haven't like really dived into. So I'm gonna keep this one out for November, but it's a really, really good, solid deck. So the next two are like surprises here because they're not like Halloween themed decks. And I had like all these Halloween themed decks out to use, and these are the ones that I ended up just being drawn towards the most. So the first one I want to talk about is Seasons of the Witch Beltane. I did play around with Samhain, of course, during Samhain, and I love this deck, but I use these two together a lot, which I think I've talked about before, using these two together. They just work really, really well. But I feel like during, which this is a deck I use, again, all year round because it's so good. And this one might, like, make it onto that list of just year-round really good witchy decks. I mean, it's obviously Beltane, so it's meant for, like, the summer and the spring. But this deck is just really good for, like, deep, like, work surrounding like self-esteem and like feeling good enough and just stepping into your power. And I love it. I feel like with the witchy kind of potent energy of October, it just really, really worked well. I don't know about where you guys are, but here it's still like we still have warm days. And so like this very much still feels like valid and just beautiful during this time. I love this deck. It's very much like getting into your power. Like I love it. Like digging into what's like I feel like with the Samhain one, this one's very dark and it can dig deep into like the deepest shadows of yourself and whatever. But this one can do that too. But this one is more, again, about like that self-esteem and like feeling good enough. And I just love this deck. And I used it a lot in October. So I'm very excited to play around with Yule. That's the one. I feel like last year I didn't get to play with Yule enough, the Yule deck. Hold on, I have it right here. Seasons of the Witch Yule. Because we were moving and there was just a lot going on. And so I'm really excited to play with this during this season. And then last but not least, this deck, I couldn't put it down. Desert Illuminations Tarot. I think what it was like so I live in New Mexico. This deck is meant to be themed around New Mexico and the Southwest. And I just feel like during this time, it's in October, it's like the strangeness comes out to play. And I mean, look, we have like this ghost here and the cactus. Like New Mexico is just a strange land. In October, it feels even more so like that. And so I just wanted to like amplify that strangeness and really use that, like the power of the land. And I feel like I was very much like able to do that with this deck. I used it in Tarot Unsolved. Did I? Yeah, I think I did. And I used it in just regular readings. It's just really good. It's really, really, really good. And it feels like home. It feels like when I look outside, this is what I see. But it also encapsulates the energy of what I'm talking about. The strangeness, the just weird happenings going on in the desert. I love it. I love this deck. And I used it so many times. I did so many readings with this deck. So it definitely was a favorite in October. So, is that everything? Yeah. So those were my favorites for October. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this video was a little bit different than normal, just a little weird with the setup and everything, but I am still in my pajamas. I don't feel like getting all dolled up and stuff to film a face forward video. So yeah, I think I might film like a my decks I want to use for like Christmas time, because I don't have a lot that feel Christmassy. I have a few. So it might just be like a very small amount of decks that I really like bond with. Who knows? But no matter what I kind of set out to use, like I end up just being surprised because I end up using stuff that I'm just drawn to that month, like Desert Illuminations or, you know, Seasons of the Witch Beltane. So, you know, what I use is kind of a surprise to me too. It's just whatever I feel drawn to. And I just, yeah, it's really fun. I feel like I'm really connecting with decks I've had for a while, or just reconnecting with decks that I've had a relationship with. I have gotten some new decks in. I don't know. They might just have to be like waiting around for their turn because I've, you know, used them, play with them. But a lot of times it's just like what I'm feeling drawn to at the moment. So yeah. But I hope you guys had a magical October. Please let me know if it was magical for you. What did you do? Did you do something fun? I want to live vicariously through you. I didn't get to do what I wanted to. So yeah. But I hope you guys have a wonderful November. I hope it's been good for you so far. And I love you guys so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.